Braves, and it's a big series for the Bravos if they want to catch up to that first-place team sitting ahead of them in the Eastern Division. Hello again, everyone. Jerome Jurinovich along with Nick Green coming off two really bad losses to the Astros, but we focus on the team that if you're going to make a run at the division, this is who you have to beat head-to-head.
Well, you have to beat them, and they have to feel good about going into this series. They played well against Washington all season long. Yeah, the last two games weren't good at all. Washington's offense almost just against Houston, but Atlanta's offense scored 4 runs each of the last 2 games, so they have to feel pretty good going into today.
There was a time where the Braves owned the Nationals, and that trend kind of flipped over the last couple of years, but this year hasn't been the case. They have played them very well. We'll see if that continues tonight. Our starting lineups, and as you can see, we're going to lead off with our 2017 All-Star Ender Nciarte, the big names there. What you may not notice, and it looks very familiar now, first base next to Freddie Freeman. He's going to move back over to his old position for tonight's game because of Gio Gonzalez on the mound. Matt Adams will get the night off, and that means Freddie will play first. Johan Camargo will man third base Dansby Swanson after a day off, back in the lineup over there at shortstop.
Sorry, I'm not have pictures, but it really don't matter because I'll read out one. So leading off, starting with the Braves, leading off. I'll just look it up and check it for
they
you.
are absolutely on a roll, but it's
First right now, y'all can listen to them talk.
played very well at third, back over at first though.
I thought he did a nice job at third. We're going to see him back over there, but today, Gio Gonzalez is very good against left-handers. You have to put Matt Adams on the bench. They put Freddie back at his natural position. Otherwise, you put two guys out of place. Camargo's done a nice job at third base as well. So you knew you were going to see it. We just didn't know it was going to happen today.
Well, as we mentioned, they're coming off 2 ugly losses at home against the Astros, but the beauty of baseball, there's almost always a game the next day, and these games are very important this weekend. So let's get you out to D.C. now to find out what the players have to say about the importance of this series. Here's Kelsey.
Thank you, Jerome. Yeah, you know, the beauty about baseball is how much baseball there is in a season. 162 games, that's a lot of games. And sometimes you kind of forget how important each game is. So if you look at the standings, the Braves are 9.5 games back from Washington for the division lead. They're only 8 games back from that wild card game. And when Freddie Freeman got hurt, he said this series was circled on his calendar. These games to gain some ground on that first place team, and now we're here. We're in DC. Freddie Freeman's back. He's starting at first tonight, and these are some important games, just like he said. So let's get you inside the clubhouse to hear from some of those guys on this series.
That's a big series. You know, usually every game against a division opponent is big, but this is even bigger. We're in second place. I think we're 9.5 games back, so we can close the gap going into the All-Star break, and we need to play good this series.
Yeah, I think anytime you stay in your division, you know, you try to have good series. You know, you want to win some games, try to make up some ground. You know, if you're chasing somebody, and especially when you're chasing the first place team, you try to win as many games as you can.
We're playing against this Nationals team. We can gain a lot of ground.
Okay, right now we are
I really said that once we get the foul,
giving out the lineups, but first I'm going to let y'all listen to them.
Goal, especially this is a good time to really try to reach that goal before All-Star break.
Well, we want to win every game, but you know, and I know he did target this series, and he said, "I'd like to get back to the Nationals before we go to the break." And you know, they're all. I mean, for us, they're all important. All the series, all the games are important. We just got to try and win as many as we can.
So every game is important, but the big thing about this series is if the Braves can come in here and not only beat.
Okay, so right now I'm about to give y'all the Braves lineup.
What this team does reach
Obvious,
500,
which
they're going to turn a page.
one player is not playing
different
that
season.
should
So
be,
that definitely
I
is a
think,
milestone the
which is
Braves
Matt
want to
Adams.
reach. I also wanted to know
Anyway,
why Freddie
so
would be
leading off for
playing
the Braves, batting second for the Braves, Brandon Phillips, batting third, Freddie Freeman, batting fourth, Matt Kemp, batting sixth, Kurt batting seventh, Johan Camargo, batting eighth, Dansby Swanson, batting ninth, Matt Fulton Evans. Now, I'm about to give y'all the Nationals
Freddie putting
lineup.
him back in there at first a couple of times just to give himself a little break there, Jerome.
Okay, thank you very much, Kelsey. Let's get you upstairs now to check in with Chip and Joe because I know they have a whole lot of interesting comments about this series. And I guess we're going to wait on Chip and Joe for just a second. So, Nick,
Okay,
let me ask you
here
about
is
the importance of the series. You and I
National
were talking
lineup.
earlier today. For most
Batting
major
first,
leaguers,
Brian
before the All-Star
Goodwin.
break, you don't even pay attention
Batting
to the
second,
division
Michael
standings.
Taylor.
Now,
Bat
late this
third, Bryce
season, when you're
Harper.
in the
Bat
hunt,
fourth,
you are.
Miles Zimmerman.
But
Bat
still,
fifth, Daniel Murphy. Batting
this isn't
sixth,
quite
Anthony
August yet.
Rendon.
But you're looking
Batting
at it
seventh,
for the
Matt
Braves.
Wieters. And batting eighth, Homer
7.5 back to the wild card with 3
Batting
teams
nine,
ahead of them. You kind of really have to start
Gio
putting some importance on this.
Well, you do it. I like what Stitch said too. You want to win every single game, but it's important to face a team that's top of the division. You know the Nationals are going to be there at the end of the season. You want to win these games. You want to at least get to split here. You want to win the series 3-1 if you can. If you're going to beat or win the division, you're going to have to beat the best team, the Nationals' best team. So I think it's an important series. Obviously, the players don't necessarily put them all the teams. I don't know how Freddie Freeman do the standings, but they do from time to time. It is a big series, though.
All right. Well, as we said, the last couple of seasons, the Nationals have had their way with the Braves. Not the case this year. For more on that, let's get you back out to the ballpark now. Here's Chip and Joe. Fellas?
Hey, fellas, welcome to Washington, where the Braves have a 4-5 record against the Nationals. Won a series here the last time we faced the Nationals here at Nationals Park. And to the points that Kelsey made a moment ago, let's start with what Brandon Phillips said. He thinks the Braves can get to 500 and then take off. If they're going to be a serious playoff consideration team, they've got to get to 500 first. And this series against Washington, while a big one, is the first of many big series for the Braves leading up to the July 31st trade deadline.
It seems like every time the Braves get close to 500, get within a game, they slip back, fall back 2 or 3 games, and that's what happened when they ran into that Houston juggernaut. But the Braves are in second place in the National League East, and you see the rankings in the wild card race as well. And as to reiterate what you just said and what Kelsey said, if you're going to challenge, this is where you've got to go through. These teams that have excellent records, maybe the toughest stretch of games for the Braves all year long. That includes the defending Chicago Cubs. They have been playing baseball, good baseball, the Braves have. They've been getting pretty good starting pitching. The one thing that's cooled off a little bit has been their hitting. And one thing about the Washington Nationals that we know for sure, they have a horrible bullpen. They have the worst bullpen in the National League. If the Braves get to 7th inning, they got a chance of winning every night against these guys.
And one more really important key as we look toward the end of the first half of the season and prepare for the second half. Atlanta really does have its fate in its own hands. They've got 10 games left with the Washington Nationals. They've got a home-and-home series left with the Cubs, a road series against the Cardinals. We haven't seen the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, or the Rockies yet. So if Atlanta can play inspired baseball here over the next 3 weeks, who knows what could happen, because they certainly are within shouting distance of a playoff spot. Got to get to 500 first, and they've got to get this series off to a good start tonight behind Mike Fultonevich. So, Nick and Jerome, back to you in Atlanta. The skies are clearing. Looks like we're going to have baseball on time here in Washington after a very early arrival in the nation's capital this morning.
Baseball on time. Music to my ears, fellas. Hey, to be the best, you got to beat the best. 2 division leaders, the wild card leader. It's going to be quite a challenge for the Braves over the next couple of weeks. All right, as we continue, talk about a challenge tonight, going from first to third, third to first. On the dot, and Fulte, can he stay on the mark after his last outing?
I know you're going to love this deal.
Do you? I have a great poker face.
But terrible poker arms.
I'm not dazzled.
The Big One Sales Event. Deals so big, you can't deal. Right now, during the Big One Sales Event, get 0% APR for 72 months, plus $750 APR bonus cash on a new 2017 Toyota RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
Here's to all of you early good getters and should be sleepers. All of us have dealt with it. Because the ones who truly change the world are the ones who can't wait to get out in it.
Good. Thank you.
When you're confident with money, you can roll with anything. Build your financial confidence at onUp.com from SunTrust. Confidence starts here.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is in full swing.
I'll jump out and grab you back. Easy, son. This is going to blow.
Oh, awesome. That is really cool.
Actually, in this video, when the Braves do a commercial, I'm gonna change like the thing so the last,
Top of the
and then we'll
board,
be
Dave
done.
Gordon. He stole second base. Now JT Realmuto flies out. Gordon fakes Jose Martinez into thinking he wasn't tagging. He was, and he's in safely third.
Yeah, great instincts right there. Really, really great baseball awareness.
So right now we're on MLB Tonight. I'll tell y'all when I'm switching over.
Talking
So
about
yeah,
guy
don't worry
having a
about
monster
that.
year.
Yes. Now in the second, Luke Voigt, a young player that made an impact this afternoon, Joel, here in the second inning, goes deep off Tom Kohler, his second homer of the year.
We're seeing some teams who we thought were going to contend, like the Giants and the Cardinals, reaching deeper in their system than we expected them to reach at this time of the year.
In the third, 2-1 Marlins. This is loaded. He brings in two as he bangs one off the wall.
He's hitting there. Pulls a home run, fastball in, hits a double, fastball away.
Cardinals up on top 3-2. Randall Grichuk.
When he hits them, Robert, they are no doubters.
Well, you can hear that. Sounded pure, sounded sweet, and it was. His 8th home run of the year, 4-2. Now Ichiro with a base knock, and with that hit, he passes Rod Carew for the most hits by a player born outside the United States. What a career, Joel. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, a special player, special fun, and because he's not having a very good year and he turns 44 in the offseason, I think we're seeing the last of him. So let's really enjoy it.
Good defense there to get the double play. It comes out to Brett Cecil to end the inning. Cardinals out of a jam in the ninth. The final boss. Marlins have 2 on, 2 out. Seiwan O strikes out Martin Prado to end it, and the Cardinals win 4-3 over the Marlins. Michael Wacha has won each of his last 3 starts with a 1.53 ERA in that span. So St. Louis gets contributions from Luke Voigt, especially out-hit, but outscore the Marlins. Ichiro, another milestone for him. How would we ultimately be remembered? I mean, that's a large and a tough question to answer. But what's his place in baseball history at this point?
I think he has a huge place in the history of the game. He's a distinct player. He's a guy who validates every one of his numbers from Japan because he's that player here. He was getting 200-plus hits there. He got 200-plus hits here. Man, he got to 3,000 hits starting his career about 27 here. I'll say this is we talk about missing from the game. What would we like? I'd like some more Ichiro. I like the ball in play and fast runners running around and good defenders. And, like, he was all the things when the ball isn't hit over the fence that's possible.
That's a different story. Wasn't as good. He's been unbelievable this year. 7-3 with a 2.77 ERA. Opponents are only hitting 215 against him. That's the best since 2012 when he won 21 games. Last start punched out 9. Over the last 3, he's punched out 25. Fastball, curveball, change mix. He's done this for a long time. The Braves have history with him. He's seen the Braves a lot. He knows how to pitch, so it's still going to be a tough matchup, even though they have had success.
Yeah, it's always one extreme or the other when Gio faces the Braves, no matter how well he is faring. He does very, very well against the Braves. Okay, he'll look good at all. We'll see which one shows up tonight. All right, there's been an extra all-star added to each roster. We'll tell you who's in, who didn't make the cut. That's coming up next as we get you ready for Game 1 between the Braves and the Mets.
At the Hyundai Summer Clearance Event, get seriously great deals on any new Hyundai, like the 2017 Sonata, starting at $22,785.
I love summer.
And every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty.
No way.
He's almost complete.
Hurry into the summer.
Mention when he puts the meat of the bat, the sweet spot of the bat on the ball, it goes a long way. Exit velocity today of over 109 miles per hour with that home run. And these are your Cardinals average exit velocity leaders since 2015 with a minimum of 500 balls in play. And Randall Grichuk ahead of Matt Carpenter as Grichuk just over 92.1 miles per hour. All right, when we come back, there's the new All-Star, the first-time All-Star, Justin Turner, getting set up out of the Dodger Stadium. We'll chat with JT when we come back.
StatCast is powered by AWS.
So I'm just not sure what to do.
Lucifer. A great show. Have you seen it?
No.
You should watch Vikings.
Okay, great. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Watch Stranger Things. Next.
Watch Hannibal. It's my favorite. The number one app for live baseball. It's home to the biggest personalities in sports. And now all your favorite FS1 shows are available on SiriusXM.
Brady sort of gets the culture. In fact, I think Brady fits the culture.
Now, take the talk with you on Fox Sports SiriusXM Channel 83, along with live events including college football, UFC, soccer, and more. The best sports talk and live events now on Fox Sports SiriusXM Channel 83. Live is brought to you by Coors Light. Whatever your mountain climb on, Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Great beer, great responsibility. 4 games left before the All-Star break. 2 new All-Stars named today. The final vote winners. Justin Turner of the Dodgers with a record 20.8 million votes. His first All-Star selection. Mike Moustakas, well, he's in there, joining Shane Victorino as the only 2-time winners of the final vote.
They're
He's back in there,
basically
was on a
talking
roll
about
forward
the
in
same thing.
each of the first 3 games after the he's a big reason why the Royals are on fire. But Turner's in there. Remember, Kenley Jansen just crushed the Dodger fans for not voting him in? Well, they got their way now. So our Delta Ask the Analyst, Clayton Kershaw, another Dodger, well, he's going to pitch over the weekend, so he won't be available on Tuesday. He would be your starter. Since he's not in there, who should start the All-Star game for the National League?
Well, I think the logical choice is Max Scherzer. He's the best pitcher in baseball to me. I know people will say Kershaw is he's the best pitcher. I get it. You can't argue with Kershaw either, but Scherzer has been so good. He has 10 wins on the season, ERA under 2, batting average against 159. All the numbers are outstanding. Plus, he lines up perfectly. He pitches tomorrow, he has 3 days off, pitches on Tuesday, throws 2 innings, 30, 40 pitches, then he can pitch again Saturday, Sunday, whatever they want him to do. Scherzer deserves this. He probably should have gotten the nod to begin with, but I think he's the logical choice.
I never agree with my co-host, whether it's Brian or Nick. Former Brave Alex Wood should start. He's not even on the team, but since Kershaw can't pitch, you're going to add somebody. Why not another Dodger and another Dodger? He's 10-0 with an ERA of under 2. You can't pitch better than him. You can watch the All-Star game only on Fox Tuesday at 7:30 from Miami. Should be a good one. Alex Wood, unbelievable. Are you kidding me? A 1.67 ERA is only allowed just 2 home runs. Are you kidding me? As you can see, just under 17 minutes to the first pitch as we're tracking it with our Domino's countdown clock. You can track your pizza delivery at Domino's.com.
If you haven't been to Suncross Park yet, one shot. The night of spark 50 years ago. That began Red Sox Nation. MLB Network presents Sunday at 8 Eastern.
Coming up top of the hour, most of you get the Red Sox and Rays right here on the network. Once again, here is your Esurance All-Star Game final vote results.
Actually,
it is Justin Turner receiving a record-setting 20.8 million votes. He is headed to Miami, going to the All-Star Game for the first time in his career. It'd be a DQ ballpark then. Justin Turner, 20 is now here in MLB tonight. Congratulations on the honor, Justin. I'm wondering what you think Kenley Jansen's his remarks about the Dodger fans not stepping up and voting. What effect do you think that had on the amount of votes you received?
Yeah, I think he played a big role in it. I don't think he was trying to attack the fans in any way. I think he just wanted to, make them aware of what was going on. And I think it sparked a fire underneath our whole fan base, not only here in LA, but around the country and around the world. And I think if you look at the numbers, it definitely.
Hey, Justin, it's Dan Dowd. Congratulations. I hope you heard me earlier say I think you're the heart and soul of a Dodger ball club, but I also know you have learned the valuable lesson of humility in this game because the game is a hard game. But you played this game with an intensity and a set of grittiness that spills off to your entire teammates. Have you always played the game like that? Did you become the player that goes about doing it that way?
Yeah, my dad's always been tough on me. He coached me all the way up through high school, and he never let me slack off one bit. It was always, you can do better. You can do something. I still get game if I go 0 for 4, and he'll send me a text saying, "Oh, you should have done this, you should have done that." So it was ingrained in me from an early age. But the real guy in our clubhouse who kind of sets the bar for everyone is Chase Utley, and I think we were all fired up when the Dodgers decided to bring him back this year. And the way he goes about his business and carries himself, and the way he plays the game sets the bar higher than anyone I've ever played with, and we all try to make sure we can keep up with him.
Justin, Joel Sherman here. Congratulations. I love the reaction. I love the reaction watching Max Scherzer win his Cy Young last year. It's great to see players still care about honors like this. On the subject of the honor, you have a interesting navigation, right? You're a 7th round draft pick. You go through 3 organizations. The 3rd organization doesn't, waive you, doesn't want to arbitrate with you, and you turn into this other player. I wonder, does today become a reflective day where you think about that journey, where you started and where you are now going to Miami as an all-star?
Yeah, definitely. I already talked about it a few times with our local media here, and just talked about the ride that I've been on, and signing a minor league deal to come here with the Dodgers and taking a risk when there was a couple other chances to go somewhere else on a guaranteed deal, and wanting to be back in LA. I grew up here. I'm from here. I grew up a Dodger fan. Wanted to be a Dodger, be a part of it, and then leading to today getting voted as an all-star. It's hard to believe, to be honest with you. I'm just so honored and happy to be out here, and I can't thank the fans enough and everyone that went out and voted. And it truly has been a wild ride, and hopefully we're not even halfway through it. Hopefully it's just continuing on down the road.
Well, let's talk about that, Justin. It's down, no doubt, again. 22-4 since June 7th. You guys walk around the field every night, and there seems to be a sense of confidence that you're going to figure out a way to win that game. Talk about what's going on inside your clubhouse right now and the belief that seems to be ingrained in every one of your players.
Yeah, it really started out in spring training. There was such a quiet confidence in the group that we had there, and not a lot of people.
I know you're going to love this deal.
And it starts at the top with Dave Roberts. He's unbelievable. What a great leader he is. Having tough conversations with guys on a daily basis and making sure everyone understands that what he's trying to do is to put the team first and put us in the best chance to make a deep run into October. And everyone's on board with it. And you see, Clayton coming out of games a little bit earlier than he has in the past, and he's okay with it because Dave makes him understand the big picture. And Kenley going 4 and 5 out saves, getting him ready for the postseason, and guys moving around playing different positions all the time. You see Bellinger hitting all these homers, but he's playing first base, left field, right field, bouncing around. Kike plays 14 different positions, I feel like. Chris Taylor's having an outstanding year for us. So many big hits, 3 grand slams already this year, and he's playing all over the place. So just everyone's buying into it. There's no griping about anything. There's no one feeling sorry for themselves in the clubhouse. We come to the field with one goal in mind, and that's to win a ball game.
Hey, lastly, Justin, we saw images from at your stadium earlier. You were with your lovely fiance Courtney, but also your the boo-boo bear there in your lap.
That's our puppy. She's 6 months old. That's Moonshine. So we didn't want to leave her at home by herself all day, so we brought her to the field. So she had a good time. She was running around in the outfield earlier today.
Congratulations. It looked like Moonshine got a little excited, maybe a little scared, but hopefully she's doing okay. Enjoy Miami.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Justin Turner from Dodger Stadium. More afternoon baseball, Reds and Rockies. In the first, Joey Votto. That will bring in Billy Hamilton.
There's a long way to go on that contract if you needed a first.
He told us about 15 minutes ago that we were going to start on time. But you know what? Really, it's Nick Green's fault. Every time I work with Nick, we have a rain delay. Isn't that right, Nick?
It's unfortunate. I want to go home too.
Well, it doesn't look like it's going to be that long of a delay by any means. So we'll hope to get the game as close to on time as possible. We're going to be with you right up until that very first pitch. So we'll take good care of you.
Actually, there was just,
so let's get
I
right
was
to
just
your
notified it would be in the light and the Braves and Nationals.
I'm going to have to go with Brandon Phillips. I love this guy. On the season, 284, but against the Nationals, 429, 5 doubles.
If there really is
He
a
only has
fight,
one
I
hit in
will be
July,
watching
but I
the
expect
Red
him to have a
Sox
big night.
and
You've got about 6 or 7 guys you can choose from the Nationals who to be wary of, but who are you going with?
You know what I did? I drew it out of a hat, and I picked Daniel Murphy, one of the 3 All-Stars on this team, 341 on the year, but against Bolte in his career, 462, 6 for 13 with 2 doubles.
Well, he went 4 for 5 with 5 RBI on Wednesday. That's the second time this season he has done that. That's more than anybody else in baseball. He is absolutely on a roll. I don't blame you for that one. It's a very interesting pitching matchup, as we talked about Mike Fultonevich coming off that near no-hitter. Now, he has struggled against Washington in the past, but his last 5 outings, Nick, other than that start at Washington, 3 wins, 2 no decisions, he's done very, very well. So you look at those numbers, 6 and 5, could easily be better than that.
Yeah, and the ERA in June is under 3, and he's been awesome all year long. I love what he's done. Yeah, we have some hiccups here and there. Starting at 5 his own.
Yeah, since that start in Washington, I think we would all agree he is a completely different pitcher. Gio Gonzalez, 4 and 9 in 18 starts against the Braves. The ERA over that span of almost 7. We'll get you out to the ballpark for an update on the weather after this.
Summer sales event is in full swing.
I'll jump out and guide you back.
Easy, son. This is going to blow your mind.
Whoa, awesome.
That is really cool.
Summer.
From Toronto.
So running out of old dogs? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Aaliyah saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. These are the people who make Gentleman Jack. Cultured. Refined. Just kidding. They're the same folks who make Old Number 7. They simply take the time to mellow it twice. Gentleman Jack from the makers of Jack Daniels. Why would you go out of your way and wander around a warehouse for paint when you can just swing by your local Ace? Ace has top-rated paint like Valspar, can match any color and mixes it with something that's hard to find. Award-winning service, because the way we see it, if anyone is going to go out of their way,
It should be us.
it's the Ace Extra Mile promise. If it ever takes more than 1 trip to complete your paint project, we'll bring you what you need.
Ace is the place with helpful hardware.
I sold my dream house to buy my first Domino's store.
I built my store with my berry.
Really matters. You need the best. $45
Nah,
per line
I'm
for 4
sure
lines.
there's a like.
I need to tear them down.
We love what we do, but not where we do it. Remodeled stores when you carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each every day.
July 11th is Amazon Prime Day, an epic day of deals on everything you're into. So whether you're a techie who's into gear or have a passion for fashion, Amazon Prime Day has huge deals on the stuff you love. Prime Day, July 11th. Subway $6 foot-long supper today. Big on taste, small on price. Dance on over.
So we brought over some live margaritas to Ava's rooftop, and that's it was nice. That's Elise busting out her dance move from summer of 08. Looks like we're staying here tonight.
Lime margarita. Make it a margarita moment.
Calling all kids. Join baseball's biggest stars for a fun way to learn the game and pro tips to improve yours. Saturday, NL batting champ DJ LeMahieu gives some pointers at the plate. Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Welcome to Thursday Night Baseball, presented by Sheraton, alongside our insider from the New York Post, Joe Sherman, and Dan O'Dowd. I'm Robert Flores. Most of you getting this game, the Red Sox and the Rays, first of four. Chris Sale, Jacob Faria. Let's take a look at the lineups as they prepare to do battle here in just a few moments. From St. Petersburg at the Trop, Mookie Betts will lead things off for the Red Sox. Dustin Pedroia, Xander Bogaerts for the Red Sox. Meantime, in the Rays lineup, the Rays are one game out of a wild card spot right now. Steven Souza Jr., Trevor Plouffe, the DH, Evan Longoria, and Logan Morrison, who was a little bit outspoken about him being left off the home run derby competition. He will bat cleanup. Red Sox coming in. Their recent 6-game winning streak coming to an end as they lose to the Texas Rangers last night. Meantime, the other game that some of you will get, if you're in the Red Sox, this is the game you'll be getting. The Astros and Blue Jays, first of four in Toronto. Lance McCullers Jr. and Francisco Liriano, the pitching matchup. Josh Donaldson is back in playing third base. He got a day off yesterday. Fellas, he's batting 123 without a home run in his last 18 games. It has not gone well for the former MVP.
Well, their whole lineup has struggled. They've pitched well. Their bullpen actually has been pretty good. They just offensively, other than Justin Smoke, they have not performed this year at all.
And meantime, the Houston Astros remain red hot on the road. Go.
Yeah, I mean, the Astros are the best 1-25 team, at least in the American League, and possibly in the whole sport, because their bench and their bullpen. The only question is their rotation.
Yeah, you know, what's amazing, though, Joel, is that splits, they've been good at home, but they have been dominant on the road. We haven't seen that.
Live right now. That is it for Braves Game Live. So, yeah.